Preface. Most people like to play it safe, but there are a chosen few who aren't afraid of calculated risk, dreaming big, and taking massive amounts of action. Fear is the great instigator of economies. People long for safety and stability, and for at least decades, if not centuries, the least amount of risk has been in a defined job working for an established organization. Translation: fear drives and controls a lot of jobs and industries. People are getting rich every day off the scared mask who are too afraid to believe in themselves. Whether consciously or subconsciously, as a society, people have decided to get the best traditional education they can and then go to work for someone else. No matter how real it is, there is a perception of simplicity and predictability that comes from being an employee. And so the story goes, and has gone until now. More than almost any other time in the free world, the corporate big company industries started to really crack while chasing the almighty dollar at all cost in the early 2000s. They downsized, sent jobs overseas, released inferior or faulty products to the public, cut pay, cut benefits, hid important truths from their customers and employees, risked people's health, and put profits ahead of everything else. From this Gaither report on corporate economies, some might think I am anti-big corporate culture and big organization profits, when that just isn't the case. I believe in free enterprise, capitalism, and I also believe in competitive innovation. Unfortunately, for a lot of working class employees, this meant less stability, fewer guarantees, and greater expectations for less money. Essentially, most big businesses made greater profits at the expense of those who worked for them and even bought from them. But it came at a cost of an eventual backlash. With big companies and increasingly costly traditional colleges being demonized, some people, and rightfully so, are finding less safety and security as employees. New seeds have been planted for an era of entrepreneurialism. People long for authenticity, community, and a personal touch, preferably from someone with a relatable story. Big companies became the heartless, faceless institutions that a growing number of people did not want to work for or buy from. Enter the era of the entrepreneur. With a more equalized perception of risk and reward in both the employee world and the entrepreneur world, many once fearful and reluctant entrepreneurial spirits began to take calculated risk as individuals. Think about it. Today, there is just as much risk in working for yourself as there is in working at a big company. A big company might just as easily go out of business. Look at Montgomery Ward, Circuit City, Mervyn's, and Blockbuster. A bigger organization just as well might send your job overseas. Just look at the auto industry going to Mexico, tech companies going to Asia, and customer service going to India. The average person is at his or her job for 3 years or less, and no one I know of is retiring with the gold watch. Many want a big company for the sake of benefits, but even that is changing. Companies are changing the way they employ people to avoid having to pay benefits. Not to mention, it is easier for self-employed people to get their own benefits. I'm telling you that it has never been a better time to go to work for yourself. Today, there is more to gain than to lose from the calculated risk of customizing your education and starting your own business. Thanks to the more level playing field that the internet has introduced, the ease of obtaining information, getting a custom education, and the ability in today's world to reduce overhead, this is the best time for you to be an entrepreneur. One thing is for sure, There's always room in the marketplace for someone who can provide great customer service. Can you give it your personal touch? Can you create a magical experience while providing a product or service? If you can enhance entrepreneur attributes, take calculated actions, and maintain the attitudes necessary, you too can be profitably successful in the new era of the entrepreneur. The world is changing, and so can you. Not sure if you have what it takes? Test yourself right now to tap into your entrepreneur spirit that is lying dormant inside of you. Let's see just how many yeses you've got in you. Question 1. Do you have ideas for businesses or inventions that you later find out someone is making big money from? Question 2. Do you have the ability to come up with creative solutions? Question 3. Are you a people person? Question 4. Are you a good communicator? Question 5. Are you persuasive? Question 6. Do people follow you? Question 7. Are you a trend starter? Question 8. Can you find faster ways to create products or services? Question 9. Can you find better ways to enhance existing products or services? Question 10. Do you thirst for business knowledge? Question 11. Are you fascinated by self-made millionaires? Question 12. Do you have a hard time sleeping because you're thinking about all the ways you could start businesses or make money? Question 13. Can you overcome failure? Question 14. Are you fearless? Question 15. Can you work for long hours when you are doing something you love? Question 16. Do you lose track of time when you are working on your passions? Question 17. Do you forget to eat and forget to sleep when you discover a topic that interests you? Question 18. Do you like to talk to successful people and ask them questions about how they got to where they are in life? Question 19. Do you like to talk to people face to face about your interests and passions? Question 20. Have you had hard life experiences that now compel you to make money at all cost? If you answered yes to even a few of these, then you have become hardwired for the hard work necessary to succeed as an entrepreneur. Some of you may even have some kind of entrepreneur gene in you. Maybe you have entrepreneur DNA. Regardless of it being in your DNA or life's events hardwiring you and preparing you for entrepreneur success, now is the time to act on these instincts. The simple fact is that anyone who wants it bad enough can become the captain of their own ship and the admirer of their own entrepreneur revolution. This is the era of the entrepreneur. It's a time for average entrepreneurs to transform into expert entrepreneurs. After all, I sure hope you didn't think that just because the time is right, that entrepreneurs everywhere it will be successful. No, no, no. You see, the time is right for the real men and women to stand up and step forward. The time has never been better for the hardworking and dedicated to risk it all and be in it to win it. The era of the entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the inconsistent, the arrogant, nor the unfocused. You must be consistently working day in and day out. You must be humble and teachable. You must be able to stay focused under extreme circumstances.